everybody, welcome back to another video. This is a brand new idea that I came up with. I am going to build an MLB The Show franchise using a single hanger box of 67 cards from 2020 Topps Series 1. So the way this works is I'm going to open up this pack and I'm going to draft my team from the 67 players that I pull out of this pack. So I will take hopefully I get some good cards and I'm able to put together a competitive team at the very least. The challenge here is to win the World Series. So I want to build a team that I can type into MLB The Show. I'll have to force trades and whatever to get all these guys on my teams, or I could make a fantasy draft, but I'll probably just force trades. And yeah, hopefully I can get a World Series winner out of this. This is the challenge. So without further ado, let's see what we can find. I'm going to need at least 2 catchers. I'm going to need a first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, shortstop, probably a couple of utility infielders that can play multiple positions. I'd like to have probably 4 to 5 outfielders. I'm going to need a 5-man rotation, and I would like to have at least 7-man bullpen. Let's see if that's all possible. We might have some decisions to make, such as who to keep, who to cut. Some of you might disagree with my decisions, but let's go through. The rules of this are only live series player cards count. So if I get like Decade's Best, like, I don't know, like Andre Dawson or something like that, can't use that one. That's illegal. Only live series players that played in 2019 or that are going to be playing in 2020 are available. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put them in order and just bump guys out. So Jamer Candelario is going to start right there. Brendan McKay will be in my starting rotation. Jake Marisnick is going to play some outfield for me. Patrick Sandoval is going to be my pitching staff. We have David Fletcher playing third base. You can also play some second base, so he's going to start out there. Basically what I'm going to do here, hopefully you can see all these on the screen. My pitchers are going to be in the middle. I'm going to try to build my staff, and we'll decide those in a second. Alex Verdugo is going to be in my outfield. I'm going to put him over there in right field for now. We have Adalberto Mondesi is a good one. He's going to be manning shortstop for me. Maybe I'll get a Frankie Lindor or something like that can bump him out. Jose Urena is on the staff. We have Randy Arozarena out there in the outfield. Eric Fetty, I don't know if I can use him or not. Tyler O'Neill in the outfield. Trent Thornton is one of my pitchers. Max Muncy is going to play some first base for me. Andres Munoz. This is kind of a tricky one. When you get these team cards, I don't know, guys. Mitch Garver and Nelly Cruz, I'm going to say these cards don't count just because you have to get their base cards. So we'll put that as another rule in effect. I would love to have Bo Bichette and Kevin Biggio on my team, but these cards don't count. How about that? So I just said I would like to have Kevin Biggio on my team, and then I pull one of him. He's going to be starting second base over that David Fletcher. Probably there's Yasmani Grandal, so I actually do have a catcher. I was a little worried about not having a catcher. This is what my team looks like so far. So I have a whole squad, but overall I'm not sure how I feel about them. I need to up my third base game a little bit. Tyler Naquin, Lucas Giolito might be my best pitchers so far. Zach Gallen might get a shot at my rotation. Got an Angels team card. Unfortunately, I'd love to have Ohtani on my team, but that's not going to happen because those don't count. Of course, I get like a whole bunch of these team cards that are counting against me. Caleb Smith, Christian Vasquez gold card. That's going to be a catcher card. I guess everybody that does this challenge is going to have Rhys Hoskins on their team, since you get 2 Rhys Hoskins cards in every pack. I guess that's not too bad. Randy Johnson, would love to have the big unit on my team, but can't use that card. Doesn't count. Illegal. Fernando Tatis Jr., very nice. So I know who my third baseman is. Juan Soto. Now we're getting good. Soto's going to go and play some outfield for me. Bo Bichette rookie card. So this pack is starting to get pretty good. Bo Bichette, I think, is a silver on the game. He's going to be my starting lineup. And now we have Matt Chapman. So I have some issues here where I don't know where to start putting some of these guys. I guess Matt Chapman is going to have to hopefully he's eligible to play some first base over Matt Olson. But there's Jeff McNeil, who will likely be my starting second baseman, maybe over Kevin Biggio. Zach Greinke, So far, my pitching staff is weak right now. Very weak. Taylor Rogers likely my closer at this point. Alex Bregman. Wow. I really don't know what to do now. Bregman can play a little bit of shortstop. He actually was drafted as a shortstop, so he's probably eligible to play there as a second position. We have Jeremy Jeffress, Carlos Santana, Yordan Alvarez. How about that? So get out of here, Jake Marisnik. You can go just, I don't know, go to AAA or something. Clayton Kershaw. There we go. Ramon Laureano. Okay. Laureano is going to have to play some center field since he is such a great defender. Marwin Gonzalez, I don't know about you. Melky Cabrera, definitely not. Shohei Ohtani could play some DH for me. Or I actually could use him as a pitcher. So if you get Ohtani, I'm going to probably use him as the pitcher. Buster Posey. We might have a championship team here. Jack Thur, this pack started out pretty bad in terms of getting good individual players, but right now things have turned around a little bit. Brandon Drury is going to get cut. Eloy Jimenez is, wow, I don't even know if I can use him or not. Definitely on the bench for sure. I guess I'll have a bench position. I'm probably going to keep, like I said, 12 to 13 position players. Isan Diaz, Aroldis Chapman just bumped out Taylor Rogers as the closer. Dom Smith isn't going to make this squad. Josh Van Meter's not making this squad. John Lester will likely maybe be a fourth starter in this rotation. Charlie Culberson, Jackie Bradley Jr., I'll consider him. I don't know if I'll keep him or not. Ian Kennedy I might use in the middle relief. Max Kepler, another nice bat. Probably will have to keep him on the squad for sure. Tommy Pham, might keep him on the squad. Luke Voigt. Mike Trout. How about that one? If you get a blaster box and you're doing this challenge, I'd love to see some other you guys maybe do this. I don't know. Call it the Jabs Family Challenge. And we'll be the show Jabs Family Challenge. And I would like to watch your videos on this also and see if you guys can win a World Series. But Mike Trout now, Ramon Laureano is going to get bumped out of the starting rotation. We've got a really strong outfield. What a pack. Brandon Woodruff is going into the pitching staff there. Nelly Cruz is another nice one who will probably make the Yohan Moncada. What am I going to do? I don't know where I'm going to play these guys. I have like an all-star team here. The Franmil Reyes is not going to make my team, and David Dahl is not going to make my team. So now I've got to put all these together. I'm pretty sure what my starting lineup is going to be, at least in each position, as you can see them on the screen. The only one I'm not sure about is third base. I'm thinking about maybe moving Bregman over to second base if he is eligible to play there. I'll have to look at his stats on the show. Let's get Mike Trout on the screen since he's literally the best player that I pulled. Here's my pitching staff. So I set aside every single pitcher that I could. You can usually, to get through a season, you're going to need probably 13 or 14 pitchers. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 total. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go and acquire all these players. I'm probably going to cut a couple of these guys. You're going to have to go like Christian Vasquez. Might have to, I don't know. It's a tough call, Vasquez or Grandal. I'll probably look at the stats on both of those guys and make my decision. So I'm going to show you my lineup after I put this all together in franchise. Pretty excited to do this, and hopefully this squad can win a World Series. It's all simulated. I'm not going to be playing 162 games. That would take forever. This is a fun little thing that I want to do. Open up a pack, see if I can get a championship team out of one pack. So let me go and acquire all these players, and I will talk to you in a minute as I'm playing some MLB The Show, and I'll show you my squad and my lineup. All right, so I am in MLB The Show, and I've chosen my home team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, to be my franchise. We're going to start a new league. We're going to set this up. Basically, the way I'm going to set my roster here from those cards that I pulled in those packs is I'm just going to force trades from each team. So here are my settings that I'm going to set up. And we are going to go over the trades and get started. They have to accept my trade, so I'm going to start by trading Josh Bell to the Giants. I guess I'll start with my catchers, and I'll get Buster Posey on my team. And I'm not going to just spend 20 minutes doing this. I'm going to cut it, and we'll get right to what my lineup looks like here in a second. I'll just do my first trade so you can see that it's going to force through. I ignored all the budgets, so the Pirates with their little $50 million budget this year, that's not going to matter. They're going to be forced to take these trades, so it might hurt some of these other teams in the season, but the main goal here is to win as many games as possible with the players that I pulled from my pack, and I'm hoping that just maybe I'll be able to win the World Series. Okay, so we're going to take a look at my lineup, and then I'm going to sim the whole season and hopefully win as many games as possible. We'll take a look at my starting lineup against lefties and righties. You can see I've got Jeff McNeil leading things off at the start. Then we've got Mike Trout batting second. Juan Soto is batting third. Look how good Mike Trout looks in a Pirates uniform. Juan Soto. We've got Alex Bregman batting cleanup. Some of you guys might not agree with that. We've got Fernando Tatis Jr., who I mistakenly put at third base when I was doing my draft. He's, of course, a shortstop. I was thinking of his dad. We've got a nice Yordan Alvarez, Yasmani Grandal, and Max Muncy rounding out the lineup there. Clayton Kershaw is going to be my number one starter. Over against left-handed pitchers, I've got Tommy Pham leading things off, then Mike Trout and Fernando Tatis Jr. batting third. Bregman is still in there. Batting fifth, we've got Nelly Cruz and Carlos Santana getting into the lineup against some lefties. Jeff McNeil slides down to the seventh spot. We got Grandal in there, and again, Clayton Kershaw. Check out our bench. Got a pretty good bench here. Buster Posey. We got Max Muncy, Adalberto Mondesi for some steals, and it's just a great squad there. With Soto and Alvarez on the bench, along with Matt Chapman, you know that this team is pretty stacked. If we don't make the playoffs, it will be a shock. The starting five, we've got Kershaw, we've got Greinke, we've got Jack Flaherty, we've got Brandon Woodruff, and then Shohei Ohtani, coming back from Tommy John surgery, is going to be the number 5 starter. Check out our bullpen, everybody. You'll see some names missing, for example, John Lester and stuff. I auto-fixed the rosters, and some veterans that have over a certain amount of years of experience can refuse minor league assignments, so I was forced to place a bunch of players on waivers, not just John Lester, but guys like Max Kepler, Yoan Moncada. You'll see those messages coming up right now. If you do this challenge, expect some of your players that you thought were going to be on your team to be released. But usually what they do is they do keep those guys with the highest ratings and stats. So now it's time to get this show on the road and see how many games we can win. So I'm going to go to the calendar function, and this is the 2020 schedule. We are going to sim the first month of the season and see how many wins we can come up with. At the top of the screen, you'll see I have a losing record right now, 6-7. Starting to go on the positive side. We are 11-9. I was hoping to be a little bit better than that, but you know, it's the first month of the season in Pittsburgh, usually cold weather. So we end the first month of the season there at 19-12. There's the standings on the left-hand side for the National League Central. You can see we are ahead of the Cubbies by a single game. So that's the way I'll do it, is I'll kind of sub like maybe 1 month at a time and kind of take a look at that winning percentage and see how far ahead of the Cubs, Reds, Cardinals, etc. we can get. So moving on to the second month of the season, we are simming the month of May, and the Pirates are on a nice little winning streak right now. A couple losses here and there, but overall, this team looks like it's going to be a contender with 42 wins at the end of the month of May, 42-16, a huge lead now over the Cubs. And that was kind of to be expected as you saw the quality of players that were in that fat pack. Thinking back, maybe it would be better to just do one retail pack with a crap team like the Marlins or Pirates and see if we could turn them around. Maybe having 67 cards was too many for a hanger box. Maybe even a fat pack would be good, but this is the hanger box version. So the goal here is to win as many games as possible. If you do this, a lot of you guys have YouTube channels, so if you'd like to do this, I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what the name of this would be. Maybe the MLB, the show, Jab's Family Baseball Card Challenge, where you build a team from cards that you pull from a pack or hanger box or fat pack or whatever. This is the hanger box version, and see if you can beat however many wins I end up with. The ultimate goal is to win the World Series and bring the World Series back to Pittsburgh for the first time since 1979. I was born in 1980, so I missed the Pirates winning their World Series by one season. They've never won the World Series as long as I've been alive. You can see we are at the All-Star break right now, and just so the video is not extremely long, I'm trying to keep this to 20 minutes or so. I'm going to skip over the all-star festivities, even though probably a bunch of those Pirates made the all-star team. Probably at least like 6 of those guys are all-star worthy. So you can see there at the end of August, we're at 81 wins, or I guess first week in August, 81 wins. This game does sim pretty quickly, so it's kind of tough to keep talking and looking at the numbers up there. Looks like we are well on our way to 100 wins. There's 1 month of the season left. We're 95-41, a 699 winning percentage, way out in front of the Cubs. All we have to do is finish this season, I don't know, with a 50-50 record, a 500 record, and we will win that division easily. Could probably even only win 5 games and win that division. So we're going to auto-fix the roster there because in September the rosters do expand. Looks like my AAA team, the Indianapolis Indians, made the playoffs. I'm not going to bother looking at those. I don't really care about those numbers. The end of the season is coming up here, and we have 117 wins. 117-45, good for first place. You can see up there at 722 winning percentage. We're going to take a minute here and look at the stats. All right, so I'm going to scroll over and look at the stats, and then we'll sim the playoffs and see if this Pirates team can win the World Series. You can see lots of players ending the season on fire. Jeff McNeil leads the team in at-bats. Tommy Pham, surprisingly, with the most runs on the team, despite only playing against left-handed players. Bregman leads the hits category. Tommy Pham also leading in home runs with 38. Kind of surprising. Mike Trout only down there with 29. Bregman leads in RBIs, Mondesi in steals. Of course, Trout in average, probably every other important category, on base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, and so on. So that was to be expected. The best player in the game. Yordan Alvarez leads in walks and strikeouts. And pretty cool. Let's take a quick look at the pitching stats and see if there's any surprises here. Zach Greinke, 22-3 is his record. Clayton Kershaw, 18-3. Jack Flaherty with a 330 earned run average. Some pretty good numbers. Shohei Ohtani, 639 earned run average with a 1.8 whip. That's walks plus hits per innings pitched. That's terrible. So Shohei Ohtani making some Angels fans maybe a little nervous when he comes back from Tommy John. According to MLB The Show, he's going to have a rough go of it. Hopefully, Ohtani can pitch well, but luckily for him, if he can't pitch well, he can still hit. There's a nice Aroldis Chapman number there, 218 earned run average. You can see only had to really use 5 starters the entire season, which is good, and they all did pretty well except for Ohtani. Let's find the saves total here. The save leader was Chapman with 53 saves. So now we are going to go ahead and sim the playoffs and see if this team, which won 117 games, which, by the way, that's a major league record, beating the previous mark of 116 by the 2001 Seattle Mariners by 1 game. The 2001 Seattle Mariners, of course, broke everyone's hearts, at least in Seattle, when they lost in the ALCS to the New York Yankees. In 2001, of course, that was that terrible, heartbreaking season for Mariano Rivera and Yankees fans when Luis Gonzalez hit that little bloop over Derek Jeter's head to walk off the Yankees, and the Diamondbacks would go on to win it. So you can see I beat the Dodgers. I am up against the Phillies, and I've beaten the Phillies. Now on to the World Series. I'm just simming a couple games at a time against the Oakland Athletics, seeing if we can win, and we've won the World Series. So the team that I pulled out of that hanger box was good enough to win the World Series and be the best team of all time. I would be interested to see if some other folks would try this challenge as well. Those of you that like MLB The Show and baseball cards, kind of like a nice mixture of 2 different genres here. See if you can win the World Series. See if you could beat 117 wins. And I would be interested to watch that and see how you guys do. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you guys still will like the video, even if you don't like video games that much. Also, please hit the subscribe button. I'm bringing you videos every single day throughout this terrible pandemic as we take a look at the postseason stats right here. So I'd love to have you all along. We have some great live breaks coming up. On Wednesday, we're breaking 3 cases of Topps Tribute. We're breaking a box of 1978 on Thursday, and we're breaking Topps Tins this coming Sunday. It's going to be fun. I hope to see you all there. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night, everybody.